All right, so relationships. I want to get into that because the first one, of course, I was speaking about that, but I wanted to speak more about it. So part two. So main thing I want to talk about with relationships is just like this. Of course, I wonder about my future and having kids and whatnot. Me personally, sex I can always wait on, but sometimes, when it comes down to like sex, you just kind of want to just, make sure that you're doing it safely and responsibly. As a Christian, you read the Bible and then you just, you hear commandments where thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not fornicate. And, for me, I always wanted to just, wait until marriage when it came down to having kids. And I'm still committed to that. Like I'm also committed to just the fact that I can really like have my first child, during marriage. I never wanted to be the baby daddy or have a baby mama type. I've seen too many of that, and when I think about that stuff, it just kind of like sets me back because I kind of had to think about it. Like, is this cool to have a baby mama and whatnot? When you think about child support, court dates, visitation hours, nah, man, I can't think about that when I want my marriage to be eternal, until death to us part, Like, I do want to get married and I do want to have my first child and I want to have a daughter, just so, because I see a lot of young girls out here misguided, and I just want to be sure that my future child doesn't grow up like the rest of these girls where they have to figure it out on their own and they have to depend on certain people and depend on certain websites and platforms to how to really be a woman and how to be an adult, you know what I'm saying? And, of course, I learned how to be an adult through technology and whatnot and social media and music and whatnot. But I'm a guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, guys are going to learn the easy way on certain things, but it could also be hard because we still have to figure it out. Once you turn 18, you got to figure out what your life is going to go after that. And I'm pretty sure any girl that's like over 18 can relate as well. But, I feel like for me, I just felt like it was easy for me to survive because, I don't have to do much. All I got to do is just go to work and then just come home and create, versus a woman, it's like, I don't know what she's capable of, and I don't know what she's working on. All I can see is what social media and what they present or how women I follow on social media. So when I see girls on social media reveal their feelings on social media and I start seeing how they move and how they work, it just kind of bothers my ego a little bit because, I keep wondering, what if my wife do something like that, like post her feelings online but never wanted to reveal her feelings to me, you know what I'm saying? And I never want that kind of relationship. I want a relationship where we can communicate about our problems and anything she has on her mind, I would like for her to talk to me about it. Maybe as a male, it does irritate me when women talk about their issues but never resolve them, you know what I'm saying? But the main thing, as a man is that I like to come up with solutions, not excuses. And, a lot of women have a lot of feelings that they have to reveal, and there's a lot of things they like. And, one thing I learned from my counselor is that a lot of women like to talk, which is good. But when I go on social media, I feel like that's a different ball of the park. I feel like, a lot of girls socialize on social media more than they socialize with their girlfriends, or maybe socialize with, or me personally, I feel like they socialize with social media more than they socialize with their man. I don't think any relationship is healthy in this generation because everybody's so sticking with their phones more than they sticking with their with their true actual lover. And I just think it's kind of scary to me because it's like I don't want to have a wife where she put out all her info on social media but we can't talk about it, we can't interact. And I go on Instagram, and don't get me wrong, I feel like I feel like that, I might see a girl on social media, I feel like I'm about to go chase her and she might be the one for me, but I can never reach out because I know she's not going to respond. You know, I like to meet people in person and I like to have a conversation with them, but sometimes it's kind of hard for you to have a actual conversation when most people be with the small talk. You know, I'll tell you this one time. Like, I remember one time I felt like I hurt a girl's feelings when I was at church one time. I was at Grace Church, and there was this one girl, you know, sweet girl, gender, looked like she, like a, gender girl. You know, she got freckles, she got red hair. You know, she looked redhead, and she looked like she stayed in a small town. And I wanted to talk to her, but well, actually, she wanted to talk to me. She came up to me, she wanted to talk to me, but I felt like I hurt her feelings when I kind of walked away from her. And the reason why I walked away because she told me she find me cute, and I when I look back at that, I just wish I'd never done that. But I was young and very self-doubting about myself, and to have a girl like that holler at me and say what's up, that's cool, but I guess at that time I was so used to rejection, I'm not used to girls accepting me. So when she came up to me like that, I just didn't know what to do. I just looked at it like it was weird, and when I look back at it, I kind of wish I didn't really look at it like that. I kind of wish that I spoke to her, but I did wave at her one time when we was at Sanctuary, but after that I didn't see her no more. So, and she ain't the first one, because remember, I don't know if I told her this about the old video, but I did had a girl in college that wanted to go out with me, but I turned her down due to my past traumatic experience. So that kind of hurt me, and that kind of held me back from persevering. But I'm still open for women to interact with me, but it's just hard to interact with them when this pandemic and this coronavirus and stuff. But I'm pretty sure there's some girls out there that do want to meet new people, and I see it on social media all the time. So it's just like, I'm not really bothered on having a relationship. I think I'm more bothered of running into a girl that's like toxic, right? And she hasn't found healing. She hasn't found peace. She hasn't found healing. She hasn't found Jesus Christ. And it's like, all she want to do is hurt me and send me to jail if I ever react. And that's my biggest fear, and that's what's holding me back from interacting with women, because I keep having these thoughts and theories and voices in my head and experiences and traumatic throwbacks that kind of just made me say, I can't be around that. Any girl that reminds me of this person that I was with is gonna give me some type of flashback, and I just can't be around that. So I used to tremble every time a girl would call my name, every time I go somewhere or whatnot. One or other times, what's this girl gonna say if I do? One or other times, what's this girl gonna say if I do this? What's she gonna say if I say this? What's this girl gonna do if I turn on the radio? You know what I'm saying? Like, or I get her number, or I holler at her and try to say, hey, what's up? Like, I just don't like girls that find everything weird about a guy that's just trying to talk to them. But I feel like sometimes it's just like interest, and basically, like how my dad taught me, it's like it's not about rejection, it's about selection. I remember I said that in class one time and I got laughed at. So, but to me, I kind of understood what dad meant, because it was just like, girls pick and choose, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I can't go to no club and have a girl pick and choose, because when I've been in the club, I ain't never felt chosen, you know what I'm saying? But I have, tried it out, and trust me, when I look back at it, like the times where I was in the club, I didn't really have a great experience, and that's why, I lost a lot of friendships, due to that time. So, because I was thinking about myself more than I was thinking about the people I was hanging with. So, so that definitely was a regret back then. But that's so I just told myself I'm just not going to clubs. You know, I don't want to go here. I don't want to pop bottles. I don't want to try to chase models. I just, you know, want to just be by myself. You know, I'd rather read a book than go to a club and act like we're having a good time. I just don't want to do that because, you know, these people are not my friends. You know, I don't know these people. You know, I'm surrounded by people that love to drink and smoke and you know, I barely see any interaction with people. Like, I'll go to the club, I don't see nobody interacting, I don't see nobody dancing with each other. Like, I thought, see, in my head, you know what I see? I see, when I go to these social clubs, I see socializing. I see people trying to get to know each other. I see people, you know, dancing with random people, you know what I'm saying? Go to these clubs, I don't see none of that. I see people pulling out their phones. I see people drinking. I see people smoking. But I don't see nobody dancing. It's like I'm just going to a. It's like I'm going to a bar. But see, when I go to bars, people are interacting. But at the same time, when I go to these nightclubs or these like, I never been to a festival, so I can't tell you my experience. But like I don't see it. I don't see it, and then I feel like I don't feel like I belong here. So it's changed a lot. That's why I just stay away from clubs, because I just don't like it, bro. I don't feel safe. You know what I'm saying? I get claustrophobic when I go to these clubs at this point, because it's like, going to these clubs, man, I just don't feel safe. I don't feel welcomed. I don't feel happy. I don't want to enjoy myself here, because these clubs are just, they got no security. They got no fairness. They hold no accountability. Like, it's just like, what if I get into a fight and what are y'all gonna do? Just arrest me, get me out of the club, but he can't leave or she can't leave. So I just can't do it. So what if there's something like this? Like, what if I get on the dance floor, right? And then I bump into a girl. She's drunk. She start acting up, start cussing me out. What am I supposed to do? Walk away from her? You know what I'm saying? Like, but then she throwing like alcohol at me and shit. Like forget my language. But she's like throwing alcohol at me and she's trying to fight me. Like, what am I supposed to do? Most people would say, oh, just walk away. Don't fight her. It's just gonna make it worse. So basically I can't use self-defense when I go to these clubs. That's what I mean by that's what I'm saying. Like, if I can't defend myself in these type of situations, you know, what am I supposed to do? And people pulling out their phones and recording, you know, what's my options? You know, like, be traumatized and remember that for the rest of my life, or, you know, or spend a day in jail just by using self-defense and hope I'll get out. You know, either way you're losing, because because either way you ran into a situation where you can't win. So it's just like, you definitely got to choose, but at the same time you feel like you're stuck. You know what I mean? So I just can't deal with that, man. And nowadays I go to these clubs, no disrespect to the LGBT community. If you're gay, lesbian, bisexual, or tranny, I'm not trying to disrespect. Please don't take this out of there. Don't take it out of context, please. But nowadays when I go to these clubs, I see women on women. I don't see men on men, but I do see women on women. And these girls are all racked up. Like, you can't find one girl in there that's dancing by herself or dancing with her girls. Like, you basically see girls dancing on girls, and it's just like, how's a man gonna get their opportunity? How's a man gonna actually get a dance from a girl? That's what I mean by that's what I mean by cock blocking. I ain't even mentioned that word yet. So basically, to me, cock blocking is like a woman that's trying to prevent you from interacting with her best friend, or a woman that's basically trying to prevent you from dancing with her best friend or anything like that. Me personally, I you know, that kind of made me uncomfortable. Going to a club where girls are dancing on each other. It used to be entertaining when we was in middle school, But because I've grown up so much and I've seen most of that all my life, like I've seen girls dancing on each other, I've seen girls grinding on each other, I've seen girls make out with each other, I've seen it all. I don't care at this point. You know, if you no disrespect to the LGBT community, if you're gay, you're gay. But when you go to these clubs and you take away like heterosexuals' opportunities because you want to get that girl or you want to get that guy, well, nobody's gonna say nothing if you're a gay guy. But if you're like lesbian, it's like you're taking away all the man opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know to me, I believe all girls are bisexual, but I know they could be trisexuals and I know they could be bicurious. So it's just like, you know, I do know that going to these clubs is just not safe at this point because it's just there's just no flexibility. It just doesn't seem like there's any type of flexibility. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I just think it would be very unsafe to even go to those type of environments because you just don't know what to do in those conditions. You know, it's just toxic. And I just don't like, and I just think it would be irresponsible if I ever be a part of that dysfunction. So I just never want to empower it. So I just stay away from clubs, like, period, because I keep getting depressed. I keep you know, separating myself from society. Like one time, like even in 2019, I went to a club, depressed the whole night, had to delete my social media for 20-30 days because I couldn't get my mind right. So I booked me a trip over at Lansing, and I stayed there for like 2 nights just to get my head clear. And you know, I just needed 2 nights, and I just stayed in Lansing, just at a hotel, just to chill and rest my head. You know what I'm saying? Just to get away from the negativity. So I stayed away from social media. I still had YouTube, but that's pretty much it. I didn't go on Twitter or on Instagram or nothing. Facebook, nah. I mean, I stay out of there too. Even though I did delete my old Facebook and I got a new Facebook to where I just add most of my church members and all that, but I still don't go on there because they wild too. So I don't have Snapchat no more. Gave up Snapchat in 2019. Over with. No more Snapchat for me. But Instagram, Twitter, I stayed away from 20 or 30 days just to clear my head. And and it was a good experience, and it was good for me because I could relieve. So I didn't do that the first time, but I definitely did that the second time because I just couldn't do it. I'm tired of going to clubs. I'm tired to be around people that don't care about, you know, that just truly do not care about any of the things I just mentioned. You know, interacting with people, interacting, building relationships, establishing relationships, meeting new people. It just don't feel like a social club. It feels like an anti-social club. Bring in people you know. Don't interact with people you don't know. Which is safe. I get it. You're trying to be cautious. You know, our parents taught us not to talk to strangers, but I'm just strongly against people that just don't want to get to know people because they feel like day ones only. And I'm not trying to say, like, I remember when Drake put out his song called No New Friends. I think that song kind of made an impact because it definitely made people not say, no, I don't want no friends. Which is true. I don't want new friends either. But because I don't have no friends, it's the reason why I disagree with that song. You know, I mean, you asked me where my real friends at. Well, here's the thing. I never had real friends. So the best thing I ever did was just separate myself from those people that claim to be my friends. But I do believe one day I'm going to have some type of relationships, but I'm not going to call them my friends. I'm hoping I could build a family. But the only way I could build a family is if, you know, I could start building trust and have people that could really communicate with me and have, you know, really stay loyal to me. And and I would just hope that the first person would be a woman, because I'm not really I don't really interact with men as much, so I like to start with a woman because I feel like if I start with a woman, she can really change my mind and really give me different ideas and really get my mind off the past. And I would just hope that that will come. But I'm patient. I'm very patient, and I do let patience do its works. And I don't like to be the one to just. I don't like to be the one to. I don't like to be the one to just rush into that because it's not something I want to rush. So, so the main thing I just want to do is just focus on me and any person that's out there that's willing to be committed. I'll be committed with you, but you got to be loyal. That's three things I need. I need trust, I need communication, and I need loyalty. If you can provide those three commandments, then we good. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you're a male or female, but I want to start with a female because that's the main person that's going to really wake me up and get my mind off the nightmares that I've been having every night. So, trust God and nobody else. So, only God can really get me through these tough times. So no human being can. But a lot of people like to depend on humans, and that's fine. But my trust is with God. So I have faith in God. And a lot of people don't. There's some people out there that don't believe in God. If you don't believe in God, that's fine. But I do. You know what I'm saying? So I just know one day that my trust for him is going to be more internal than anything else. So just got to put my trust in him and and that. But moral of the story is that if you're going to be in a relationship, don't depend on a device. Don't depend on the device. Get advice. Want me to break that down? I'll break it down. Like I said, if you depend on your phone more than you depend on your man or your woman, I don't think you're gonna have a long-lasting relationship. And there's a lot of people out there that think that they can be loyal, but I don't believe you. I don't believe anybody. I don't believe that you're gonna have a long-lasting relationship because you depend on your phone more than you depend on the person you with. I don't care how long you guys been together. I don't care if you have kids together. I don't believe you're gonna have a long-lasting relationship. I don't care, and I don't care if you have kids. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you're, you guys are just co-parents. I don't care if you guys just start dating. You are not gonna have a long-lasting relationship if you depend on your phone. You understand what I'm saying? So anybody that's in a relationship, and if I catch you in a restaurant doing this, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to say, F your relationship because you don't care about nothing but your freaking phone. And I just don't co-sign it at all. So the moral story is, don't depend on your device. Get some advice from an actual human being. Show love to humans, not to a computer. So don't depend on so hopefully you guys understood that, and and I just hope that but as for me, I know what I'm gonna do, so I'm patient. I'm gonna wait on God's turf and hope that everything goes well for his plan, and I'm waiting for it. And I'm not in a rush for a relationship, so any girl out there that wants a relationship, just want to let you know right now that you gotta let patience do his works, So, me personally, I'm willing to wait. So, my mind right now is on the money, making sure I have a roof over my head and a bed to sleep and having food to eat. So that's my main goal right now, and that's my main focus. And I'm willing to wait, and I'm willing to see what my future is in store. So I'm patient on it, and sorry if I feel a little distracted. I guess, you know, but that's my main thing is that I'm willing to wait, and I'm willing to see what God's plan is going in the near future. Don't matter what year, month, day, week, I'm willing to wait. So that's all I gotta say on relationships. Part 2. We'll see you on the next one.